Oh, Amethyst and Alpha Dust are already here. Hi there. Amethyst says, I could use a mood booster. My parents are mad at me today for reasons they more or less made up. Oof, that is rough. Alright, we're gonna have a time today. I hope we'll have a good time. I hope you'll enjoy it. I'm gonna play a bit of Pair Puyo until more to give people time to join. And I'm going, because we're still in this part of the story, I'll go with the same pairs as yesterday. But this time I don't want to die as badly, so... There we go. My friend is here. He's helping me win this. And yes, I mean Ekalo. Ekalo is friend. Ekalo is friendship. Princess Madeline, I think the game audio is slightly louder than you are now. That's good to know. Let me fix that. Hi, Bio and Storm. Hi. Hi, Novastar. I love this. Amethyst says, I missed the rest of the stream yesterday. How was it? Robot Girl was very... well, up until which point did you see would be the first question. Princess Madeline, to be fair, science is pretty cool. That is true. I hope the game audio is good now. Okay, I have been translating like the tutorial section of 15th all day, so maybe it is time. No, I'm not good at this. This is what I'm learning. Princess Madeline Robot Girl was very precious and adorable. She really was. She always is. We love her. Also, there's like one main character we still haven't met, which surprises me because apparently the story is like almost halfway, like more than halfway done now. So I'm just like, where is she? Why haven't we met her yet? Where are you, girl? Wait, oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, Ekolo took damage! How does this even happen? How does he ever take damage? That is not legal! Holy hell, what are they doing over there? What is happening? And why is Ekolo taking all of the damage? I did not expect this. Is he having an off day? Or am I just so bad that I'm dragging him down? Oh! Oh, good. Okay, let's see. We've got 6 people in. That's a good number. Let's get started. So, Princess Madeline, which girl? Flashback girl? No, there's like one more main character on the box who hasn't appeared yet. I'm interested in seeing what happens there. Pink sheep in the chat. Yeah, and then a court just called Nanny out by being all, don't make chains that cut get good. Yeah, that also happened today. Mrs. Stacy, also something about 20 billion people existing on Earth at one point. And we're just more than halfway done. I thought we were just really close to the ending. No, we are above the halfway point, across the halfway point. Princess Madeline in the chat. Creepy old man is impressed with how human Philia is. Judas swearing up and down that he's absolutely not interested in helping her with her wish. Also, Robot Butler Boy was ordered to treat Philia as a guest. Yeah, this is how far we got. And now, we're just at the point now where Willem and Jude stopped talking to each other, and now there's food. So now we have the food chapter. There's a food chapter. It's food. There's food. That's the point. There's food. Anyway, we'll finish today's reading now. Let me get the... So, which script? Ah, yes. Today's script should be... Eight 4. Yeah, that should be it. Let's do this. So we're going to script... grabbing script 8-4. Storm in chat. Today I fortunately found temporary earphones, so I hope I can enjoy the stream more. Okay, we can do this. Amethyst Leslie, finally some good freaking food. So let's do this. Here's the script. Today's script is, yeah, not that long. We can deal with this. We can finish that. So, let's get started. Oh wait, not chapter. We want load, because I saved. Did I really not have more save files? Oh yeah, right. Everything before this we had like in we did everything before that in the in the demo version. So that's why those save files aren't here. That makes sense. Oh yeah, don't forget to take the text off screen. You're very true, very right. Also, I have tea, so I should pour myself some and not accidentally drop it. Do. I have some tea for myself. I shall enjoy it. So, it is winter tea. Byron Stump Puyo is quite different today. I already fixed it, don't worry. Princess Madeline, Puyo ought to have their own robot girl. That's true, we don't have... I don't think there are robot girls yet in Puyo. They need to get on that. Anyway, let's get to it. That evening, we had a scrumptious dinner. Like a feast. We had a scrumptious feast. Like, how do I even put it? Yeah, that's what he says. Like, we had a... Yeah, that's what he says. A lavish feast, I guess. A lavish dinner. It works. Amethyst Leslie, are we still on that train? We are no, we have arrived at our second checkpoint, and we talked to Willem on the phone, who was like very impressed by Philia being so extremely human. Also, there's a robot boy butler who is not nearly as human as Philia. Anyway, they are now having dinner with these PNGs. Delicious PNGs. Or at least I would say so. You see, that android administrator apparently can't cook. So what we got were the most high quality preserved foods that you can get. So as long as you are fine with canned food, as long as you're fine with canned food, you were fine. It was served to us in a pseudo buffet style. So which of these is the most tasty? I can't see anything among the things here that would taste any worse than anything that you've had so far. I picked myself a can of curry soup, some bread that expanded the moment it came into contact with air once the seal was broken, some beans, and some bacon. God, this man loves his bacon. This man loves his bacon. And Mrs. Leslie, low poly food. Princess Madeline, delicious textures. Since they had prepared some tools for us to heat up the food, we were able to have a warm dinner. I was surprised when I saw the huge pieces of meat that were in my soup can. Wow, you're right! It's so tasty! Princess Madeline, bacon is a perfect food, and Mrs. Leslie can confirm bacon good. I can only agree, yes. I thought this wouldn't taste good because it's all brown, but it tastes so spicy and good. Oh, she got curry? Did she get curry? Does her girl like curry now? Aww. You should try having it with rice. It makes it taste even better. Wow! The spice is all mixed up with the rice now. It's just perfect. Yeah, she's having curry. She's having curry. Princess Madeline, she's part way to becoming a Puyo character. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Wow, it tastes good when you dunk bread in it too. Wow, I think I could have food soaked in curry forever. Seconds, please. Okay, yeah. Curry supremacy. I'll make myself some curry tomorrow, I think. Philia, who usually didn't need that much food aside from water. Water isn't food, shoot, but whatever. Philia, who usually didn't need that much food aside from water, was just this once eating so much that eating just as much as most people would. By your stomach, it's Puyo Gaiden too. Princess Madeline, I've only had beef curry once. I want it again. Curry is so good. Curry gang. So this is what happiness is. Curry must be what pure joy tastes like. Oh my god! I think everybody should have curry. Then they would all be happy, and everybody would stop fighting forever. She thinks curry will bring world peace. Robot Girl suggests world peace, curry-induced world peace. Ever since she's really into that curry. Princess Madeline, I would say that I like this girl. Unfortunately, I don't think humans would make it that simple for you. say that.
彼らは発掘品なのか。
Oh. Were all of these foods excavated?
いいえ、新しく製造されたものです。
No. These foods have been freshly produced.
当主の所有する生産設備で作られ、ここまで地下鉄道で運搬されました。
They were created at my master's facility, at facilities owned by my master, and then transported here using the subway railway.
ここは元地下鉄なんだな。
So this really did used to be a subway.
いいえ、かつてイーストグラント公爵家が出資した軍事施設です。民間用の鉄道ではありません。軍組織が瓦解した後、管理権限が復元され、公爵家の財産となりました。
Incorrect. This is a military installation that the former East Brand Duchy once invested in. This was never a civilian railroad. After the military collapsed, supervisional authority of this place was restored to the duchy, and it is now within its property. So that, which would mean that this place was already under the supervisional authority of the East Brand Duchy at the very beginning. Hi, Agni-chan! I don't really want to call the duchy scrupulous for acting like this, but this was suddenly a shrewd maneuver of theirs. Basically they invested in the military so they could like build this with military help, and once the military collapsed, they moved in and were like, my city now.
すべて合成色なんだな。
I would rather not think about that, but does this mean that all of this food is made of synthesized components? Correct. Let me try to translate this. I know that judging from the talk about AIs that we had earlier, it would appear that human science had quickly outdated itself. However, it definitely had, in the golden age, it had definitely attained a level that was downright miraculous. If this taste was created, if these things were created with mementos from the time of that technology, then I would find this taste quite agreeable. So basically he's saying that, I have trouble with the prose here, but basically he's saying that the reason this food can taste so good, even though it's completely synthetic, is because the yeast brand that she is creating it with machines from the golden age of human science, which was capable of creating this convincing organics. So basically they had reached a point where you can synthesize beef, synthesize chicken, synthesize beans, synthesize everything. Princess Madeline, if it's made from the good old days, then it's delicious. Otherwise I'll eat it, but still call it bad. And Mrs. Desley, impossible beef, but impossible everything. Oh yeah, I can agree to that. Alright, so the Duke told me that you had some goods prepared for me.
はい。今すぐご確認になりますか?
Yes. Would you like to take a look at them right now?
食後でいいが、見たい。
I would like to finish my dinner first, but then I would like to see them.
かしこまりました。
Understood.
ところでお前、どこを見てきたんだ?
By the way, where exactly did you go earlier?
泊まる部屋と機械がたくさんある部屋。
I went to the place where we're gonna stay tonight, and then I went to a room with lots of machines.
機械?
Machines?
ガブリエルのベッドもそこにあったよ。私が生まれたのと同じ形のやつ。
Gabriel's bed was over there too. It has just the same shape as where I was born.
生成層か。まあ、ここならあっても不思議じゃない。
A creation device? Oh well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that they have one of those here.
まったく羨ましい限りだ。ガブリエル?
It can make one go yellow with envy, seriously. By the way, who's Gabriel?
名前がないから私がつけてあげたの。
That android! You know, he didn't have a name, so I gave him one.
記憶いたしました。そのように呼んでいただいても構いません。
I have recorded it to memory. It is no problem to refer to me by that designation. Philia goes like, I'm taking him home with me, Philia. It's like, Gabriel is a nice name though. She named him after an archangel. I find that interesting. Alright, I'll do that. Princess Madeline makes sense seeing as how his role is a middleman. Oh, that's true! That's completely true. The name actually makes sense. He's like the messenger from God. Which would that make Willem God?
お お前も AE 型アンドロイドか。
So, would you happen to be an AE type android as well?
そのように認識しております。
To my knowledge, yes. Oh. He's so different from Philia. From how I see it, he absolutely does not give off the impression of being human. He is an android. He seems to be just an android fashioned after the image of an ordinary person. Of course, on the outside, he does appear completely human. But if his specifications were the exact same as Philia's, then he should be making his decisions on the basis of free thought and not on mechanical operations. So, Administrator, about you.
Gabriel.
His name's Gabriel! Philia gets angry. Philia has adopted this man as her brother now. You are not allowed to disrespect him in her house. She can be so annoying sometimes.
ガブリエルは例えば道具なしにネットワークに侵入したり電子セキュリティを解除したりはできるか？
So, Gabriel, are you capable of connecting to networks, networks without using tools, or releasing electrical security measures?
いいえ、そのような機能はありません。
No, I was not equipped with these capabilities. Princess Madeline, unlike Gabe, Philia had 100 years of good girl training in her tube, like Mega Man X. I mean, that could make sense. Also, Gabe is a nice nickname.
広く機械的な話し方だが、プログラムで制御されているのか？
What about your extremely mechanical style of speech? Is there a program behind it controlling this?
いいえ、教育の結果です。
No, I was raised this way.
私は外界で製造され、目的を見出せずに放浪していたところを当主に回収され、教育を受けました。私の内的トラブルはそれで解決しました。
Oh no! Oh no! I feel so bad now! Oh no! I was manufactured in the outside world. Oh dear, oh dear. was wandering about without purpose, I was collected by my master. Who then educated me? Intrinsic flaws with my internals were corrected in this time. Oh no! Oh no! He's not robotic because he's a robot. He's robotic because he was indoctrinated to be servant. Oh no! Oh no! Princess Madeline, oh no, I was right. I felt a chill go down my spine. Yeah, me too! If nobody had nurtured her emotional heart, Philia could have ended up just the same way. So this is what happens to an AE-type android if they aren't raised in a way that nurtures their humanity. Now I understand why the old man was so surprised by her. This is probably what happens on the regular. I assume that units that have been raised, whose hearts have been brought up correctly, are probably very rare.
お前には意志があると自分で思うか?
Do you think that you have a will of your own?
意志はないか、あっても薄弱であると感じます。ですが、当主の命令を受けていると楽になります。
Oh no! I feel so sad for this guy! I do not have a will, and if I had one, I would only feel it very weakly. However, when that happens, the orders of my master put me at ease. It's exactly as I thought. Oh no! He was raised to behave like a machine. This is a unit that didn't have its emotions nurtured. Alright, I understand. Princess Madeline, that's some unsettling phrasing there, my dude! Yeah, it is! Oh no! Oh no!
では後ほどご案内に戻ります。
Please excuse me. I shall return to guide you later. The administrator Gabriel left the room.
武器の部屋もあったよ。鉄砲地獄。
there was an armory as well. It's a hell of guns. It's a hell of guns. Philia, please.
そいつはいいの
Well, that sounds good. A hell of guns sounds great.
でも全部は持っていけないと思うよ。
But I don't think we can take all of those with us. Was ist das? It's a hell of guns? Yes, it's a hell of guns. She doesn't say a hell lot of guns. She says a hell of guns. Princess Madeline Philia language.
全部は持っていけなくても全部死者する
Even if we can't take all of them with us, I would like to give all of them a test fire. She doesn't like that. A little later, after I was still eating. How much was he eating? Philia came to me. What is it? She looked like she was sulking about something. What was up with her?
どうした
What's wrong?
やっと話が通じた。
I think I finally got to talk somehow.
今日一日何度も声かけたのに全部無視されたからいじめられてるのかと思った。
Oh, finally you talked to me. I was trying to talk to you all day, but you kept ignoring me. I thought you were bullying me or something.
そいつは悪かった
Sorry for that.
話しかけたのか全く気がつかなかった
You were trying to talk to me? I didn't notice.
鉄砲に夢中だったもんね。
Yeah, because you were all buried up in your guns.
持ってくものは決まった？
Did you decide which ones you'd like to take with you?
全部持っていきたくて迷ってる
I would like to take all of those with me. I have no ideas which to leave behind.
いっそ運搬ロボットを連れてくかな
I hope that transport robot they promised us will arrive soon.
だがそうすると小回りが利かなくなるのが難点だ
The only problem with that is that we'll be a little less flexible with that one around.
ふーん。好きにしたらいいよ。
Just do what you want.
悪かったそんなにむくれるなこの2日お前は何してたんだ
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you angry. So, what have you been doing for the past 2 days? Oh, they've been here for 2 days. Did I skip over something? Did they just not make that clear? They just didn't make that clear. Okay, they've been here for 2 days. Interesting.
ガブリエルと探検。
And she's angry because he's just all over the guns. Princess Madeline, I was thinking maybe he wasn't still eating, but it was another time period. Yeah, that's what was happening here. Japanese can be so ambiguous sometimes. Agni-chan, they talk so quickly that the day passes and you don't notice. Amethyst Leslie living off fake but delicious food. Honestly, I think that would be like a vegan's paradise. Amethyst Leslie still better than Calorie Mate. So much better than Calorie Mate. I was exploring the place with Gabriel. I see. Did you find anything interesting? It was fun, but then I got bored. It's not like I can go anywhere far. And then there's this thing. It's broken. Oh! She showed me the her toy ray gun. Oh! Oh! The inner part of the trigger had broken off, leaving it hanging off limply. There were also some cracks in the pointed end. Oh no! I guess it's deteriorated with its age. There's nothing we can do about this. You should throw this one away. We can get you a real war. Actually no. We have the tools. There's like a whole bench. There's a whole handcrafting bench over here. I could fix it for you. What do you want me to do? Please fix it. Oh yeah. Even though there's so many good guns around here, I don't need those. I booted up the manufacturing bench. The manufacturing table, depending on what you call it. Because I was carrying so many wearable devices on me. Oh, because I was carrying so many wearable devices on me, I was thinking that it would probably be good to create some ammunition while I was at it. This is like crafting tools and like crafting items in Persona 5 now. Mrs. Leslie, oh, I thought Philia was gonna reveal some secret gun that was built into her this whole time. No! Philia is not Aegis! That's Gabriel, apparently. Princess Madeline, I hate games with crafting systems. They're so intrusive. Fair. Ah. This was using technology at about the same level as the creation device. Wait. I think I know what this is. Okay, yeah. This type of technology was called a 3D printer long ago. This is just a 3D printer. He's 3D printing parts for the gun. Oh gosh, are we this close to the singularity already? Princess Madeline, I mean. It makes sense. I inserted the raw resin, raw materials. It would have to be resin because it says 3D printer, but whatever, I say materials. I inserted the raw materials. If you insert raw materials, it can output objects based on design data. Do you think you can put it back to how it was before?
ああ、デザインを取り込めるからな。素材はもっと頑丈なものに変えるわ。
Princess Madeline, but we also still got another 12 billion humans to make. That's true. Yes, because I'm going to replicate the original design. However, I'll be using sturdier materials this time. There were indeed guns made of polymers. They weren't exactly the real deal. But I had the creation data I had the design data necessary for them. Ah, so he's making a completely new one now. So this looks pretty similar to what you had. Would you like this design? No, I want the same one as before. But how about this one? Look, the front looks like a shark. Doesn't it look like it could murder all your enemies? Oh no! Why do you think that's a selling point for her? I want the same one as before. Mrs. Leslie shotgun. Princess Madeline shoot. In the end, I really had to replicate the same design as before. Since I didn't have any data for it, I had to scan the one we already had and create blueprints from it. I guess you'll never get used to guns, huh? Yep, and I'm not planning on ever getting good with them. Are you thinking about what would happen from now on if you ever got into a situation where you couldn't protect yourself? Well, I think I'll just trust you to protect me. What are you, a princess? I'm talking about a time when I'm not there to protect you. Then I'll run away. Yeah, that would be the only thing you'd be able to do. But I think it would be better if you had options. The workbench kept outputting many small parts for a short while.
あ、すごい。前より色味がくっきり。
Oh wow! The colors are so much nicer than before.
これを組み立てれば完成だからちょっと待ってろ。明日にはできる。
Now we just need to put these together and then it's done. But I would like you to wait for that. I'll do that tomorrow. Oh! The next day I gave the ray gun back to Philia.
元通りだね。
It's exactly like before!
あとこれも持ってろ。
Also, please take this.
ペンダント？
Is this a pendant?
お守りだ。肌身離すな。
It's a lucky charm. Always carry it on you.
何のお守り？
What does it do?
いざという時用だな。
It's just for the case that you really need it. Amethyst Leslie is retrofuturistic as hell, I agree.
よくわからないけど。ありがとう。
I don't really get it, but thank you. I'm calling it now. There's ammunition in the pendant. There's ammunition in the pendant and he modified the gun so it can shoot. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, Princess Madeline, it has bullets in it. That's what I think too, yes. Agni-chan, music now really reminds me of Persona. That's true, the music here is pretty Persona-ish. In the afternoon, the old man once again spoke to Philia.
結論から言えば難しいが不可能ではないことが分かった。
I've come to the conclusion that what you've asked of me is difficult, but actually not impossible.
本当ですか？
Really?
体を培養し、その脳を改良して書き込み制限を取り払う。
We could cultivate a new body for you in a bioculture. Create a brain within it and override its contents. Kakikomi. And override its contents with you.
わかるかな？人間の脳を記憶装置化するのだ。
In other words, we would use a human brain as a storage device for your data.
そこに君の頭の中にある情報、意識を送信するというやり方だ。
That is how we could transmit everything that is in your head. In other words, your entire mind into it. Amethyst Leslie, this is Willem, right? Yes, that's him. Princess Madeline, old man, you know what we will do if you turn out to have been lying, right? Well, the thing is, like, I like how he treats Philia, but on the other hand, we have Gabriel, and I'm like, oh dear, I don't like how Gabriel turned out. I'm very worried. How did this happen? How did Gabriel happen? I am worried now.
危険な方法だし、いくらかの妥協も必要になる。
It is a very dangerous possibility. It is a very dangerous method. There are many compromises you will have to make.
どのあたりが妥協になるんですか？
Like, what kind of compromises?
肉体的に多少今と違ってしまう。遺伝子を編集できるから似せることはできるが、完全に同じとはいかない。
Princess Madeline, all the more reason he needs to know what the consequences are. True, yes. there are some physical things that will be different from your current body. Since we can do gene editing, we can create you a body that is very similar to what you have right now, but it won't be exactly the same.
そのくらいなら
Yeah, I guess I can deal with that.
もう一つある。送信する際、君を一度仮死状態にしないといけない。
Then there's another thing. In order to transmit your data, we will have to put you in a state of suspended animation for a while. By the way, the term for suspended animation that he uses here has the kanji for death in it. So that she will have to be put into a fake state of death. Not a true death, but a fake state of death.
麻酔とかですか？
You mean I'll be paralyzed or anesthetized or something?
君は無停止システムのアンドロイドだから、中枢部位を電気ショックで強制的に止める。
Princess Madeline fake death pill. Yeah, like Romeo and Juliet, right? Since you're an android with a system that it was not designed to ever be powered down, we will need to use we will need to shock your central nervous system with an electrical power shock. With a powerful electrical shock to stop you.
それは目覚めない可能性もあるのでは。
And you're saying that there's a possibility that she won't wake up from that.
ある。というか、送信が終わった後、古い体は目覚めさせない。代わりに新しい体が目覚めるのだから。
Yes, there is. And also, if the transmission is successful, the old body won't awaken either. Instead, the new body would awaken. That sounds like... I couldn't help but wrinkle my forehead uncontrollably at this. But the person this was all about just seemed all the more eager. Princess Madeline, Jesus fuck, that sounds hella risky it is. Agni-chan, torture as well, nice.
構わないです。
I don't mind.
いいんだね。リスクもあるが。
Are you sure about it? It is very risky.
顔が変わっても死ぬかもしれなくても生の人間になれるなら
I don't care if I'll look different, or if even if I might die, just as long as I can become a real human.
あでもその時は重度にそばにいてほしい
But I'd like you to be with me when we do it.
もちろん、そうしてもらうつもりだ。
Of course, that was my plan to begin with.
だったらお願いしま
Yeah, then let's do it.
では、準備をして待っていよう。すまないが、ジュード君と二人で話させてもらえるかな。
All right, then please wait for us to make the preparations. Excuse me, but I would like to speak to Jude alone for a moment. Would that be possible?
はい公爵さん
Yes, Mr. Duke! Mr. Duke! Mr. Duke! With a lively greeting and a skip in her step, Philia left the room.
実際そんなことは可能なのか？
Is that really possible?
可能ではある。ただし、 時間がかかる上、移植ではない。
It is possible, but it will take time, and it won't just be a simple transplant. Oh!
脳機能解析結果をリアルタイムで抽出し、それをもう一つの培養脳と同期する。これを年単位で続けることで、意識の二重化状態が成立する。
Okay, we will be recording her brain function, and we will be recording her brain functions and record them as data in real time. This will not. Okay. This will not decrease her original consciousness, however. By continuing this for several years, the data that has output will mature into a complete duplication of her original consciousness. Wouldn't it be easier to just say that you're copying her?
脳を解析してデータを吸ったからといって元の意識が減るわけではないのだしな。不完全な自分の分身が影のように別に生まれるだけだ。
Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. I lost the plot. Where's the plot? Ah, there we are. Yes, because even if we analyze her brain even if we analyze her brain and replicate like all the data within it, it will not take away from her original consciousness. It will create a doppelganger of her, if even just an imperfect one. Another self of her will be born, like a shadow.
高性能の機材によって分解能を向上させれば、より完全に近い自分が生まれるわけだ。
Hi, Finch. And in other words, the more highly efficient the components we are to analyze her brain, the more close to perfect this copy of hers will be. Agni-chan, shadow, you say? Yeah. Princess Madeline, oh no, he's disregarding it in favor of an existential nightmare. Abort, I'm concerned about the continuity of consciousness too. Yeah, that's the whole thing here. I think they're talking about just that now.
さよう。高性能な機材で永遠に時間をかけるなら、ほぼ同等の自分を生み出せることになる。
Exactly. If we used the most highly efficient components and kept them and gave them an eternal amount of time, we would reach an almost perfect replication of her selfhood. And we would give birth to an almost perfect replication of her selfhood.
実際にはどの程度まで短縮を
Then how far can you compact this process to make it work?
最高の機材を用意しても数年はかかる。これは二重化した側の意識にさまざまな過去記憶や傾向が蓄積されるまでの必須時間だ。このやり方ではどれほど高性能だろうと一瞬で複写することはできん。
Okay. Even if we use the best components available, it will take several years. This time is indispensable in order to gather all the memories, memories and associations the original consciousness has accumulated in the past.
並行して肉体を用意し、
Oh wait, I forgot
二
something.
重化した意識をインストールする。
Okay, wait, hang on.
このプロセスも簡単ではなく、さまざまなトラブルがあるが、それらをすべて解決できたとして、その後に動機を切る。
Okay, let's do this.
最高の機材を用意しても数年はかかる。これは二重化した側の意識にさまざまな過去記憶や傾向が蓄積されるまでの必須時間だ。このやり方ではどれほど高性能だろうと一瞬で複写することはできん。
With the method that we are about to use, sophisticated as it may be, we still cannot replicate her instantly.
並行して肉体を用意し、二重化した意識をインストールする。このプロセスも簡単ではなく、さまざまなトラブルがあるが、それらをすべて解決できたとして、その後に動機を切る。
At the exact same time, we will prepare her new body and install the replicated consciousness within it. This process isn't easy, and there might be several different problems that might occur on the way. However, if everything goes smoothly, we will cease synchronization the moment we are finished.
意識は独立し、うまくいけば、もう一人の自分が生命活動を開始する。
Once the replicated consciousness is able to establish a sense of self, if everything goes smoothly, then another Philia will be able to begin her life from that moment forth.
魂の不完全コピーというわけか。
So you are trying to create an incomplete copy of her soul, is what you're saying. that could hardly be called a transplant. It would just be an inferior copy of the real Philia. And she would, and her original self would just keep existing as was. Princess Madeline, turn him down, shoot. Tell him it's not worth it.
しかもこれは脳から脳に対する輻射手段だ。
Further, this would mean replicating one brain to the other.
フィリアのケースでは機械から脳の方向にこれを実現しなければならん。
In Philia's case, we will also have to change a lot of things in order to make her new brain able to deal with being an organic being instead of a machine.
よって移植側の脳は少なからぬ機械化処置が必要だ。異なるハードウェア間である程度互換性を確保するために。
Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Some mechanization would be in order to make this possible on her end. We would have to transplant her current brain into a different hardware in order to assure compatibility. Oh no, they would have to turn her into a brain in a jar! Acting Chat, we must save Philia from this guy, oh dear. Brain in a jar.
機械化の割合が多ければ多いほどいい結果が出やすいだろうな。
In other words, the more mechanically you make her on the way, the better the outcome will be in the end.
ここまで聞いて分かったろうが、フィリアの知性回路を直に摘出して新たな人体に移植した方が良い。
I think you already understand what I'm trying to tell you. It would almost be better to just simply pick out Philia's personality circuits and just transplant them into a new body as they are.
彼女の精神性を損なうことも劣化することもないし、最盛期レベルのバイオエレクトロニクス技術はそれを十分可能にする。
That would neither harm nor deteriorate her spirit. With the bioelectronics that were invented in the golden age of human civilization, this is more than just possible. Princess Madeline, is he telling Jude to make her more like Gabriel? I think no, he's actually being really honest with him. He's telling him what Philia wants would have huge disadvantages for her, and it would be better to like just compromise and just like transplant her brain into her brain as is into a human body, and that would be much safer for her. That's what he tells her. He's being honest here.
なるほど。大変興味深かった。
I see. That is pretty interesting.
AE 型アンドロイドが何に作られたものか、あんた本当は知っているんじゃないのか。
Say, wouldn't you actually happen to know what AE-type androids were actually built for?
公式には不明となっている。渡した資料にも書いてあったはずだ。
Officially, the reason is unknown, as it was written in the documents that I handed to you.
あんたの見解ではどうだ？
And what would your personal knowledge? And what is your personal opinion?
根拠のないことはあまり口にしたくない。
I don't like talking about things that about my own baseless assumptions.
あれらもまだ AI によって作られた存在なんじゃないのか？
Then wouldn't it make sense if they also had been created by the AIs? Yep, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Jude is taking out my... Oh no, we have bot! We have a bot and it's not the type we like here. Kill bot. Goodbye bot. I'm sorry for this. Goodbye bot.
ほう。
Huh.
今までの会話からそれを断定できる部分があったかね。
Was there anything within our previous conversations that led you to this conclusion?
いや、だが分かった。あれは人類には作れない。
No, there wasn't. But I just know that these things couldn't have been created by humans. Princess Madeline, so what were you saying before bot? Basically, Jude just suggested that the AIs that created the singularity machines might have created the AE-type androids. Which is actually something I've also been thinking about.
正解だ。AE 型の設計・製造は AI だ。
You're correct. The planners and creators of the AE-type androids were indeed the AIs.
私の調査によれば、本大陸で今も稼働しているカフカース AI 軍の被造物だ。
According to my own research, they were created by a group of AIs called the Kafkas, which are still in operation on this continent to this day.
AI にも派閥があるのか？
The AIs are split into groups?
ある。この大陸だけで2つの大グループがある。今説明したカフカースの他にユーレイジア AI 軍というものがある。いずれも何十という数の AI がリンクしている。
Indeed, there are. On this continent alone, there are two large groups of them. Aside from the Kafkas that I mentioned just now, there are also the Eurasias. They are conglomerates of several tens of AIs joined together. Princess Madeline, oh, it's like the Patriots. We're in MGS territory, in Metal Gear Solid territory. Again, I'm not surprised.
それほどの数がまだ動いている。
There's so many of them that are still in operation.
まだというか、目下この地上で最も強大な存在たちだ。
You may say that this is still a lot. But they are the most powerful existences that currently dwell on this earth.
もともと各国家が競うようにして開発したものだ。 AI に大きな権限を与えれば与えるほど良い結果が出たとあるから、 それなくして国際競争を勝ち抜くことが難しくなったのだろう。
Originally, every single country that was in conflict with each other created their own AIs. They gave great authorizations to the AIs, and the more they authorized them to do, the better the results they brought. But once they lost these authorizations, it became difficult for them to win in their global competition.
システムは強固に守られた。国家が瓦解しても AI たちは停止することなく、独自に組織化を進めて、さらに力と権限を拡大したのだ。
The systems are protected by powerful measures. Even when a country fell, even when a nation fell, the AIs it created would not stop, but instead autonomously organize themselves. And expand their authorizations and powers further among themselves.
派閥ということは AI も考えの違いによる対立があるわけだ。
So, are these groups like factions? Does this mean that these AIs have different opinions and viewpoints, and some of them oppose each other?
その通り。どちらも人類を救うという目的意識を持っているが、方法論が違うため敵対している。
Exactly. Each and every one of them is trying to save humanity. But their methods differ, and thus they oppose each other. So there's like a war of machine gods. There's like a war of machine gods going on in the background of the story. And each of them, this is so JRPG right now. This is like a Final Fantasy story if like all the machines, if all the gods were machines. Oh my gosh.
敵対まで行っているのか。
So they are still fighting to this day?
積極的に争うわけではないがね。相手側の機械なり設備なりが邪魔であれば排除する。それを示す機械同士の戦闘記録がここ数百年でいくつも存在している。
Princess Madeline in chat, even more cyberpunk Megaton Law versus Chaos. Oh my gosh. It is not as if they were actively attacking each other. If the other side poses an obstruction in terms of facilities, then they will be removed. That is the way in which these machines battle. And several of these battles have been recorded over the past few hundred years.
面白いことだが、人間同士の闘争とは違い、彼らは互いの本体を攻撃して滅ぼそうとしないのだ。それをすれば勝てるとしても。
It is very interesting. Unlike humans, these machines, even when at war at each other, will never directly attack one another, even if it would mean victory for them.
勝ち負けで動いちゃいないんだろう。人からすれば闘争に見えるが、AI にとっちゃ障害を取り除いているだけってことじゃないのか。
Agni-chan, so the destruction of facilities is more important than the rest? It's more like that the building of facilities is more important than the rest. It's because they are not fighting to win or to lose. It might look like a war to us humans, but to these machines, it is just a process of removing obstacles in the path of their objective, right?
その通りだ。方針の違いから現場レベルで対立が生じやすくなっているというそれだけのことでね。
You're
本
exact.
人たちは対立しているとも考えてはいないのだろう。
You're exactly right. Since they have different policies. Since they have different polities, they end up in direct confrontations out on the open field very often. But that's all there is to it. They themselves don't think of themselves as opposed to one another. Then...
では、AE 型の製造目的も人類のためか。
Princess Madeline, is that not the literal definition of war? I mean, it's more like a war of attrition, I guess, than an outright attack war, you know? Then I suppose that the AE-type androids too were created for humanity.
具体的にどう人類のためなのかは私にもわからないが、そのはずだ。
Well, to be truthful, I don't know how exactly they are supposed to serve humanity. But yes, that should be correct. I finally was starting to understand several things that I had no clue about before. But the more I learned, the more new mysteries cropped up. How exactly is Philia supposed to help humanity? I just couldn't understand the concrete vision behind it. I couldn't follow whatever these AIs must have been thinking. I felt like I somehow understand the humans back then who were feeling the same as this. Amethyst, so what in the chat? So what did I miss the past couple minutes? Well, we just learned that the AE-type androids were probably also created by the AIs. That the same AIs that also created the singularity machines, and that like everything these AIs created is created to serve humanity ultimately. But the thing is that the AIs actually don't agree with each other and are in sort of a war of attrition with each other. So some of their actions may seem contradictory because they aren't in agreement with each other among each other.
だがわからないな。なぜ AI たちはここまで成果を出せない？
But there's one thing I still don't understand. Why do the efforts of these AIs still not bring any fruits to this day?
人類の側に復興する力がなくなったせいだろう。種の寿命のようなものと私は考えるが。
I believe that it is because we humans ourselves have lost the ability to restore our civilization. Or at least... Cause, no. I believe that the reason is something like our lifespan, for example. Amethyst Leslie, so what's this about Philia needing to help humanity? Well, she herself says that becoming human would save everybody according to her default settings. And the AIs that created her are programmed to save humanity. So clearly there's some kind of idea behind her creation that we don't understand yet. Do I still have tea? I do in fact not still have tea. Well, that is a shame. I need more tea.
AI にも実現できない人類救済。だが、あんたには副案があるんだな。そのために AE 型がいると。
So even the AIs can't bring forth the salvation of humanity. And yet, you seem to have a plan for it. That is, after all, what you wanted the AE-type androids for.
そういうことだ。
You're exactly right.
彼女に思い入れでもできたかね。
So, could it be that you have some emotional attachment to that girl?
全くないとは言わんがね。仕事が優先だ。
I can't claim that I don't. But my mission has priority. That's just the kind of person I am.
もし君が望むなら、彼女を引き取った後、コピーデータを申請してもよい。機械から機械への意識送信は、さっきの話と比べても最も簡単だ。今のフィリアと寸分たがわぬ答えも生み出せるだろう。
If you want me to do so, I could give you a copy of her I could give you a copy of her data after you've given her over to me. Just as I told you before, copying her data from one machine into another is much more simple than what we were talking about earlier. In fact, I could make as many filias for you as you want. That just made me upset. This man was very crafty in the art of conversation. Princess Madeline, good response, Jude. Oi. I was feeling like he was holding out bait for me in order to get a sense of how I really felt. Agni-chan in the chat, but who wouldn't want a factory of filias? I mean, good argument, but also consider philosophical terror. Out of my natural wariness, I purposefully pretended to not be impressed.
いや、それをもらったところでな。貴重な存在だとは思うが、娘が欲しいわけじゃない。俺にはやりたいことがまだたくさんある。
No thanks. That is very kind, but I think will refrain. She is indeed precious to me, but it isn't as I want to raise a daughter. There's still so many things in life I want to do.
そうか。君ならどんな夢でも実現できるだろう。
I see. Well, I do have faith that you can make all your dreams come true. You have the ability to. The old man gave me a relieved smile.
次のチェックポイントが事実上の目的地だ。
Your next checkpoint will actually be the true goal of this journey.
旅はそこで終わりか。
So the journey will end there.
そうなる。まだ気を抜いてもらっては困るが。送信した。
Exactly. I'm sorry that my mind wanders so much. Here, I shall transmit the data to you. I received the last bit of mission data from the old man. The ultimate goal of the journey was displayed as being located at the ultimate goal of the journey was displayed as being located at the very tip of the peninsula. Okay, whew! Okay, this is it for today. We finished it, guys. This is where we should be now. So I'm saving. Yay, and not one moment too soon. Save. So, let me take a moment to think. That was quite a segment. Yes, I agree. But I think I have like a good idea of how to summarize everything that has happened. So, let's do... That was intense, it really was. Let's do the summary for this week. So, this week's summary, here we go. So, this time, after the beach episode shenanigans from last week, we arrived in the area where the second checkpoint was marked, but they actually had to wait for a while there because due to Willem's cautious nature, he wasn't immediately showing them the further path, but at first ensuring that like the surrounding areas were clear and everything, and then he guided them further until an underground facility where they could go downstairs, and they ended up in a meeting hall where they were accosted by a young man android, like an android in the shape of a young man, who was pointing a gun at them before putting it down and welcoming them and telling them that the Duke will soon get in contact with them, that this area belongs to the Duke, that the android himself was like the administrator, and this android is like a very robotic kind. He doesn't at all act the way that Philia does, and like Jude remarks on that immediately. So Jude and Philia sit there and wait, and as they do, like Philia is not being recognized as a guest by that android, which really bothers Jude. So the moment Willem gets into contact with them, one of the first things he does is also notice that Willem isn't really talking directly to Philia, and because Jude by now has really recognized Philia's selfhood as important, he kind of like shoves like Willem into having a direct conversation with Philia, which results in Willem being extremely impressed by how human she is in emotions and conduct. He really seems quite overjoyed at what he's seeing, and likewise Philia is overjoyed because she learns that she might have a shot at actually becoming human with the help of Willem's science. Meanwhile, Jude gets some information about all the stuff that has been going on in the outside world that he had never had a chance to learn about, especially about singularity machines. And he learns that singularity machines were created by AIs that once were created by every single country around the world in order to solve societal issues that these countries couldn't solve on their own. And that even despite the efforts of these AIs, humanity still fell into ruins, and nobody knows what the AIs were actually trying to do with the singularity machines. how they were supposed to help humanity. And later on, he also adds the information that yes, the AE-type androids were also created by these singularity machines, and the singularity machines are also organized into multiple factions, which means that there's like, it really reminds me a lot of a JRPG, honestly, where there's like a whole pantheon of gods working in the background, all with different ideals and goals, and all ultimately working towards what they consider the good of the world, but with ideals that are so alien to humanity that people just can't comprehend them, and that they cause like a lot of issues. I'm directly expecting us to fight like a gigantic winged angel at the end of this all. It's kind of amazing, honestly. Like, there's so much video game influence in this whole thing. Anyway, while this is going on, Philia is looking around the facility. She gives the android boy a name. She names him Gabriel, and just out of interest, Jude eventually asks Gabriel if he's an AE-type android, which I thought the answer would be no, but it is yes. And Jude realizes that the reason Gabriel is as mechanic as he is because he was raised to be a machine and not to be a person. And so he's basically, he never had a chance to really develop into a person because he was not raised to be a person. He was raised to be a machine, and he's uncomfortable with his own sense of selfhood, instead just wanting to be given orders, which is not nice. I am very uncomfortable with that, actually. Thank you. At the same time, it's also interesting that Philia gave him a name, and like Gabriel openly accepted that name. He didn't have a problem with getting a name, so it's not like he like doesn't have he didn't seem unhappy about it or anything. I wonder if he wanted to have a name, honestly. Princess Madeline, creepy. Yes, I agree. There's also the fact that like Philia couldn't even move until she had been given a name. So I feel like AE-type androids were like manufactured in different ways, maybe by different AIs, and maybe the AI that manufactured Philia intentionally made it so that she couldn't even leave her place of birth without being given a name, so that she wouldn't be activated by somebody who intends to only treat her as a machine. That's what I'm thinking right now. Right now they had some dinner. Philia decided that curry is the best thing ever, which is a very based take, which I very much agree with. They learned that like the Duchy of Eastbrand apparently did a lot of like politics and investing into military in the past that has gotten them a lot of land and a lot of things to control. So he has like all these facilities and everything. And they stay there for a couple of days. And eventually Willem reveals to Philia that he came up with a plan that could possibly give her a fully human body, which makes her very happy. However, after she regardless of how many times she's told it's difficult and it's risky and it will bring like compromises, she doesn't mind. She's very happy about it, and she definitely wants to do it. However, after Philia leaves the room, Willem tells Jude that that what they would be doing would just be creating basically an imperfect clone of Philia, because it is making a perfect copy of her in an organic brain would be so difficult that it would take almost an infinite amount of time even with the best components available. Meanwhile, just simply copying her digital data would be easy. So if Jude wants to have Philia with him forever, he could just get like a duplicate of her. That would be easy, but like he rejects that idea. The idea alone makes him feel uneasy, and he talks himself out of it, claiming that he doesn't want a daughter, and Willem accepts that. At the same time, it seems like Willem is actually open to the idea of giving Philia what she wants by basically creating a human clone of her. Which is that really? We get into the ship of Theseus debate. Like, which one is the original? Is it still the original if you make a copy that has like all the things that almost all the things of that the original had? We get very deeply. We get into so many. Oh god, this was like such a deep chapter. There's so much to talk about here. Like, of course, the ship of Theseus. Like, if you put Philia into a completely human body, is she still Philia? If you put an imperfect copy of Philia into a perfectly human body, is that still Philia, or is it just Philia's sister, Ilia? I don't know. Then there's the whole nurture versus nature debate. Like, with Philia, it seemed like she was like most efficiently created to be the most normal little girl that you could get. But then we see Gabriel, who just by not being raised like a human immediately like returned to android, like just became completely mechanical again. And like, how much of this is that he was raised in a mechanic manner, or that the whole thing with humanity again, like what makes you human? Because Gabriel could have easily been less human, more human too, but he didn't. And then we have the wild humans that Jude doesn't consider to be human. But I think, again, we said that he was underestimating them. I think that isn't Philia already human in the most essential sense? Isn't she like for want of a nail, isn't she like trying to find something that chase something that she already has in a way? Agni-chan, an AI wants to make machines that will change into humans out of their own will, like a vision way to restore humanity. That is also like, yeah, like are the AIs creating the AE-type androids as a way to repopulate humanity, maybe? Princess Madeline, ship of Theseus, continuity of consciousness, all that stuff. The power was inside her all along. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. There's also the interesting thing that, like, apparently the humans at the golden age of humanity were able to, like, perfectly to 3D print food, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, they could 3D print everything. They could 3D print robots, they could 3D print bodies, they could 3D print food. I'm just like, I am thinking about, like, it must have been a vegan's paradise, because there's a lot of vegans who say they would start eating meat again if the meat didn't come from animals, but was, like, basically, like, completely created in a lab without ever having touched anything with a brain. So what bothers them is that something that once had a brain was involved. If you could create it without ever involving a brain, they would eat it again. So it's interesting because Jude even talked about the concept of vegetarianism before. Like, he was mentioning that, like, his old friend wasn't actually a vegetarian. So, like, it's not like that was completely lost. So it's interesting. How did the concept of vegetarianism survive over a period of time where meat could be produced by 3D printing? That would be interesting. Princess Madeline, they could 3D print food, but they were still fighting among themselves and society collapsed altogether. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And it's also interesting to see, like, this war of attrition between all these machines. Again, as I said, it reminds me of, like, again, these stories where you have, like, a whole pantheon of gods that are, like, split into different factions that have, like, conflicts between each other that are out of the scope of humanity. It seems very much like a sci-fi take on that, which is interesting because when I see a sci-fi take on that, it's usually more done with aliens and not with AIs. AIs are usually, like, seen as, like, just a single thing that is all, where everything, the Borg is one, you know, the Borg is one, or all shall be Dalek, but, like, we don't really see, like, I mean, yeah, the different franchises, that's why we don't see the Borg and the Dalek fight, but okay, I guess we've seen some rival factions of Dalek before, but they weren't, like, portrayed like that. There's some rebellious Daleks I'm talking about Doctor Who right now, if you don't know. There's some rebel Daleks, but there's not really, like, whole big factions of Daleks like this, and also the Daleks still have, like, organic brains, is what I must say. They are highly mechanized, but they still have organic brains, so this is something that I find really interesting. Princess Madeline, it raises the question of whether humans are predisposed to self-destructiveness, that's true. And now about the AIs, and the funny thing is the AIs were themselves originally made by humans. That is also true, but couldn't you argue that this, like, there's a lot of takes, especially in Japanese media I've seen, where gods are also originally created by humans. Like, for example, Shin Megami Tensei Persona, all gods in that originally arise from human consciousness rather than the other way around. So I see parallels, especially to Persona here, because in Persona, like, all the gods that have arisen from human consciousness are ultimately aiming to better, to do what humanity wants, but they all have, like, very weird conceptions of what it is that humanity wants based on how they were created by human consciousness. This is something that I see a parallel here too. It's also interesting that we haven't really seen these AIs yet. They are like unseen gods. They are like, I wonder if there will be a literal Deus Ex Machina moment, where there's like a literal god out of the machine that appears and resolves the conflict. That's what I wonder here. Bio and Storm, it's been so long since I watched Doctor Who that I don't remember almost anything from lore-wise. That's fair. Agni-chan, I wonder if we will see more of these factions. That would be really interesting, honestly. Princess Madeline, I wouldn't argue that it's uniquely Japanese. I know there's discourse around Neil Gaiman. Why is there discourse around Neil Gaiman? Neil Gaiman is great. What did he do? But he does have a book that touches on the idea of humans creating gods. Oh, Neil Gaiman is amazing with stuff like this. I also the fact is that Neil Gaiman is clearly also inspired by other pop culture. He's like very open to this. So there's some cross-pollination going on here is what I'm saying. I just really like the world building right now. It's fascinating. There's a lot to look over here, you know? Why is the discourse about Neil Gaiman? I'm worried now. I've googled the Neil Gaiman controversy now. What did he do? Princess Madeline, I don't remember, sorry. I get a tumblr.com post? I don't know if I want to trust Tumblr with this. Racist? There's no evidence that the author is racist. I don't know. I don't want to trust Tumblr on this, I'm sorry, and I'm not gonna read an entire Tumblr post on Scream now. It's not really just Tumblr, I don't know. Princess Madeline, it's complicated, I don't know the details. I feel like my life was better before I knew that there was like controversy about the Golden Child Neil Gaiman. Anyway, yep, that was a weird tangent here. Don't worry about you. No, it's fine, Maddie. We're here to talk. So what else? Did I miss anything that we could still talk about? I feel like I got like all the important parts. Oh yeah, there's also the part about Willem having actually observed them the whole time during everything that has happened from a high altitude. So it's not like he was listening to them, but he was like observing their position the whole time and realized that when they went into the city and then when they were being attacked by the tribe. So basically, Willem has kind of like also been watching them. There's like an idea I have right now. I'm not sure if it's reasonable. So what if Willem is actually one of the AIs? He has so much information. What if Willem is actually just like a hologram by one of the AIs, and that's why he is the way he is. That's why Gabriel ended up the way he is, because Willem himself isn't a human, so he couldn't raise Gabriel to be human. And that's why he sent Jude on this journey, because he wanted somebody to do better than he did. Princess Madeline, he might be an AI or a human proxy for an AI. Yeah, he has so much power, and like I wouldn't even be surprised if there was like this entire duchy that was run by an AI. Agni-chan, I guess there's always this curse around authors now. Yeah, there's really. Princess Madeline, I've been thinking along those lines too about Willem. Yeah. I'm thinking about that. I think I might make a thread about that. So yeah, I think Willem might possibly himself. It's possible that Willem is one of these AIs, and I wonder which group he belongs to. Probably the Kafkas, because he talked about them. Like, if Willem is one of the AIs, then he's that would also do something interesting, because Jude has portraits, but they rarely show, and Jude's portraits are only shown when he's thinking, never when he's talking. And aside from him, the only characters that have portraits in this are androids, aside from Willem. So if Willem was also an AI, then this would mean that the only characters in the story that have portraits are machines. And Jude's portrait is only used for thinking. Princess Madeline, I've thought about what if this isn't the first time Philia has journeyed with a human and she doesn't remember, and that's how she has become a human. That would be a very Tetsuya Nomura twist. I mean, yes, but I'm not sure if it would go that way, because I think the point is that Jude is just a surprisingly good dad, at least by now. Agni-chan, questions because I haven't seen earlier stuff, but is Jude from some village or something? Like, was he raised by humans in ordinary way? Yeah, Jude is a courier, and he grew up in a normal human town, but his work is basically to travel between human towns where it's too dangerous for most people to travel, to excavate technology, and to transport goods and help commerce and so on and so forth. Amethyst Leslie, and even then he ain't the most human person either. Yeah, he has all those implants to make like his hacking job easier. He got the ocular implant and the nose implant, and he got all of the implants. He got so many implants. He called himself a cyborg at one point. Oh, but yeah, I think I covered everything for today, right? Is there anything else I should have covered? If there's anything else, please tell me. I'm sure there will be a lot I can talk about on those forums too. I would just like to know if you think I missed anything, because if I haven't missed anything, then I should probably hand this in now, because there's 15 minutes till the deadline, and even though my university and my course leader told me that the deadline isn't too serious, I would still like to not miss it, because if I miss it, it is red. And red is not nice, and I don't like nice. Moodle is creepy, I don't like it. Anyway, have I forgotten anything? Princess Madeline, by the way, the courier thing reminds me of Death Stranding every time it comes up, and every time it comes up and I see the title screen. So I think this writer might be a Kojima fan. Oh, absolutely! There's so much Metal Gear, definitely a Kojima fan. There's so many Metal Gear Solid, plot threads in here, especially with the background, with the AIs. And yes, there's a lot of, people have called this like Death Stranding meets Nier Automata, so I'm not surprised. Princess Madeline, anyway, I think that's everything as far as I know. Great! Anybody else? If not, I will cut the stream for today. Mrs. Leslie, didn't you describe this as The Last of Us with the robots? It is also that. It is also that. It absolutely is also that. I think the main difference between this and The Last of Us is that Philia is a lot more innocent and cute than Ellie. Just saying. Bio and Storm, I already forgot how the Philia Clones Factory topic came out there. It came up because Willem was suggesting to Jude that he could have himself as many Philias if he wanted, because they could easily just multiply her data. Anyway, I think this is a good time to stop. I have saved. Yes, I have saved. So, it is time to stop for today. I thank you all for joining the stream. I'll see you again next week. And Mrs. Leslie, I don't know The Last of Us very well, just a controversial moment that made Joel look bad. We can talk about The Last of Us on the server later. I would like to hear about that, but probably on the server. Please actually write it in the server. I want to talk about that. Anyway, thank you all for joining. I'll cut this feed here now. See you guys. We'll do this again soon. Bye.